Advanced Hydrogen. This is the cell that I had on the big 4x4 van, but now the van has one of my newer 6x6. This cell is quite large. If I remember correctly, it's 11 by 7. It's been running on the van for about 3 months. Hard too. I ran this sucker at 40 amps continuously. And this 304 stainless that I used actually didn't do too bad. And I made the gasket out of shower pan material that you can get at Lowe's or any other hardware store. And I used I doubled it up. I used the adhesive that you buy in the same area that has the shower pan. I don't know what you call it, shower pan liner, I guess. But I didn't have any leaks. This worked great. I put these spacers in the middle. Of course, you can see they're doubled up, and I used goop to hold them in. I didn't glue these gaskets on at all. They were not glued, but these were glued. If you look at the plates, you'll see little spots where they were glued on. And I peeled these off. I mean, I really had to dig my fingernails in there and rip these things off, and they weren't coming off. So if you want to put spacers in the middle of your dry cells, go ahead and use plumbing goop or marine goop, and they're not gonna come off. That goop's great stuff. As you can see, here's a detail of my electrical connections. This would be the negative plate. What you have is from positive, current flows to the negative. So the positive is the anode, the negative is the cathode. So what you're having is you're going to have molecules migrating from the positive and adhering to the negative plates. That's why these have that weird patina, if that's the word. I mean, they look antiqued. I mean, these things look wild. So the camera focus on that. If it'll focus on it. Hang on a minute. Okay, it's not focusing. You can see how I've got the steel plate, and then I have this stainless plate, but between the plates I have a gasket. There we go. And I gooped around the nylon fitting, even behind this gasket. This gasket is attached with goop. It's not going to come off. But you can see the tab for the negative connection right there. Here's the hole for the positive connection. See it? And what I did was, using this hardware here, I used these nylon, I don't know what the heck this is called. I got this from a hardware store. It's nylon, and apparently you use it for passing wire and stuff through. It's a big nylon washer, and what this did was it's sandwiched between the plate between them. Then I used a washer. I do believe this is a stainless washer, and there you go. And then I just made my positive connection through the plate right there, out the other end. So you can see you got the negative side of the plate, which is ugly, and you got positive. Whenever you run a cell in series, you're gonna have one side positive, one side negative. As you can see, now you can see where the gas is. You can see what's going on inside these dry cells. This area here is where your water is, and then your gas production is up here, so you can see how the water stays at the lower part of the holes and the gas production is at the top. Even on the other side, it's pretty prevalent. See it? It's kind of cool. And I was experimenting. I was trying different types of configurations for the hole. Like here's the hole for the water, and this one is set off to the side, versus others. The inlet hole is, this big one on the bottom. And I just was experimenting and seeing what in the heck worked. And even with 3 holes, as you can see, it's about the same water level. It wasn't really a problem. I made this hole bigger on this one, hoping that the water would flow through faster, and that's why I have these really huge holes in this style of plate. And here's a detail on the tab. So I had the tab, and this one I think was the negative connection right here. See it? And this one was the positive. See, it's kind of wild. And if you're wondering why this is so hodgepodged up, is because it was just a prototype. I built this thing lickety split by hand. Basically, to be honest with you, I threw it together, and it wasn't very efficient. The best I could get out of this monster cell was 3 liters, a little over 3 liters a minute with 44 amps at 12 volts. So it wasn't very efficient at all. So it's not a good idea to make really huge plates. Maybe if I ran this on a diesel, not a diesel, like a semi truck, it may work. 24 volts. This cell has no clue what's in store for it. I am going to reassemble this. I'm going to leave this garbage on here because I don't really think it's going to affect it, unless somebody who knows a lot more about this emails me back and tells me to clean these off. I'll wait on reassembling this cell for a few days after I post this video on YouTube. I may just leave this on here and not mess with it. Like I said, this is 304 stainless, and that's not bad, There wasn't a lot of rust, It wasn't bad at all. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on the table. There's a little rust that came out of it, but most of the rust stayed in the bottom of the reservoir. There's the hardware. These, don't use this nylon. Do not use this on your screws for insulation, because when it gets hot, it does weird things. It kind of oozes. And this was air compressor hose here. This worked great. It held up. And now what I'm using is this rigid nylon tubing, 1/4 inch ID 3/8 OD, and I snip it to the size of what I want, and then I put it on the cells on the outside. I build my cells 2 different ways. The screws on the inside where the plates are, and then I just get the bolts on the inside, the plates are, and the bolts on the outside. And I'm just trying to figure out which works the best for me. But this is the cell I just put together. I'll paint it blue after I heat it up and torque it down, and it'll be real pretty. This one is an efficiency test cell. Yeah, I'm trying a thinner gasket. You can see why it's so narrow, and there is 21 plates in this thing. Look how narrow this is. I'm almost down at the bottom where the threads are on these bolts. But I just want to see what kind of efficiency I get out of this. I want to see if I can get better than 1 liter for every 10 amps. This cell right here is going to be hit with a monster DC welder. Not this thing, one of them big pro jobs that is at a welding shop. So look forward to this. I don't know how many amps we're going to hit this with. We'll see what we can do. Maybe it's going to at least be 100. So there's going to be a dry cell on YouTube with 100 amps in it, and that should be 10 liters a minute or more coming out of this thing. It's going to be hilarious. And if I'm stupid enough that day, I may go ahead and do a double bubbler with the rubber tops on them, like another bubbler and another bubbler, and then use my metal can over here and my torch. And obviously I'm going to have a pretty long line. 10 liters a minute is an insane amount of output. And if my common sense doesn't make me stop, I may light it and just to see what kind of bangs we get out of it. I bet it's going to be as loud as a 38, or maybe as loud as a 410 shotgun. Or we'll judge it. There'll be plenty of people there, and we're all gun nuts, so we'll let you know how loud it was. But there you go, advanced hydrogen. And just letting you know what the inside of one of my dry cells looks like after running for about 2.5-3 months.